What is going on, guys? It is Chris on the sticks, and I am back with another Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary. This video is going to be a bit special. It's going to be a little different from my other commentaries. There's two things that make this video kind of special. This was the first swarm that I've ever gotten in a public match, and when I say the first swarm I've ever gotten, it's technically the first one I ever used in a public match. I did get one in arms race, but, you know, it's arms race, and you have other people who get swarms and use them when you try to use yours, and then game ends and you can't use it. But this is the first swarm that I've ever gotten to use to actually add to that counter. And the funny thing about it is, I got it at the end, and it was only able to get one kill. I think I took the other kill, though. But it only got me one. It only got me one kill, so it was a bit disappointing. And I also got another. I also got another swarm a few games after this, and I got maybe just a few more kills. But it wasn't too many kills that I got with it. But this video is also special for another reason, and the day that I'm gonna be uploading this is gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be a little earlier because I can't do scheduled uploads. But this video is I'm making this video especially for a certain person whose birthday it is today, the day that I'm going to make this video public. But this is going to just be wishing a happy birthday to a really good person and one of the best brothers a guy could really ever ask for. So, this is going out to my brother Khalil, and just wishing him a happy birthday. And he would have been 19 today. And I say would have been for just a certain reason, because 5 years ago from now, my brother unexpectedly passed away. And you know, when it first happened, everybody was in shock. No one could really make into words how they felt, because it was really sudden, and it was really hard for everybody at that time to really to cope for that, because the thing that made it the hardest was, especially for my mom, was nobody knew what was the cause of his death. And it wasn't until maybe 3 months after that they found out that he had an enlarged heart, and he was a really active person. So that, in tandem with having an enlarged heart, really is what made it, really what caused his death. And I don't really talk about this for two reasons. I've grown. I've had a lot of loss within a short time period. It was my brother who died. The year before that, it didn't affect me at the time as much. But then my grandmother passed a year before my brother did. And then a year after my brother passed away, my dad passed away due to maybe it's just because the aftershock of my brother's death really what caused him to go like that. And then an important thing, also something that didn't get me as much as what happened. My uncle, who was close to me, passed away a year after my dad. So if you think about that, 4 people close to you in your family gone in 4 years, it's kind of it's not something that somebody as young as I am, I was I was growing up in I was going from middle school to high school during that time, and it wasn't. It's something that when you're in, if you're in that point in time, it's something that you shouldn't have to really go through. But it was something that I unfortunately had to deal with, and I had to come to terms that they weren't coming back, and I really couldn't do anything about that. And so I don't really show my feelings in person a lot. If unless you're close to me, I really won't let you know how I'm really feeling. But at the time that really got me, and there was a point in time where I just decided that I couldn't I couldn't stop living, because if I stop living, then you know then it is basically all for nothing, and it's hard to do. But I'm gonna make this video is gonna be a little longer. The gameplay that I have is pretty short, but basically I wanted to talk about two things. I mean, I feel like my brother has had a really big impact on me and how I do things, and I kind of want to talk about the the things that he has had on me, and kind of like what it's like to go from being having a brother to now being an only child. And I don't know if there's anybody out there who has dealt with this, but there's somebody who might have dealt with it, somebody who might be going through it right now, and I thought it might be something to talk about. But basically, when you have a brother, there are good things about it and bad things about it. Especially if you're the younger child. I know when my brother was around, I felt kind of overshadowed, and even when he died, I still felt overshadowed, because there are a lot of people who, even though they recognized me, they really only knew me because of my brother. Like, if my brother was never there, they probably never would have known who I was. And when you think about that, it's kind of saddening to think that, if it weren't for your brother, you might be nothing at all. And it was just kind of one of the things that I had to deal with growing up. And after his death, that was one of the hardest personal things dealing with, and it was something that you didn't want to really have going through your mind. And I know one of the things that is kind of one of the bad things that I didn't want to really think about is, would you have, like, once again, would you have a brother and he's the older brother, and you get overshadowed by a lot of things? You think to yourself, what if I was the only one? What if I was the only child? What if everybody were able to pay attention to me? And it's things that you start to have selfish thoughts like that, especially when you're younger, because you think that, especially for me, I was alone a lot of the time when I was younger. So I thought maybe if it was just me, then people would notice me more, and I wouldn't just be like known as, oh, I know you're Khalil's brother. Like, it's nice to be noticed like that, but at the same time, you want to be known for being you and not just being related to somebody else. And going back to the thoughts of being an only child, would you have somebody, and then it gets to the point where they're not around, and then you actually are the only child, it just sucks. Like, I've I knew that there were a lot of things that I did with my brother, but then there are times, like I said, when you're younger, you wish they weren't around, and then it comes to that time they actually aren't around, and then you're just lonely all the time. You know, I don't really have, especially in my neighborhood, I don't really have people who I could really hang around easily. And my brother was the only one who I could really just hang with, even when he was home. I could be able to spend time with him. And now and you can't really do that now because he's gone. And it's something that was hard to really deal with. Even now, it was kind of hard to deal with. And you wish that you had somebody who's close to you that you could spend time with, and it's one of those things. Now, here's one of the things that is going to be more related to things that I do right now, especially with my channel. One of the things about having an older brother, my brother excelled at a lot of things. He played basketball, he played football, he ran track, and I would play a lot of games against him, whether it just be like sports or video games. Essentially everything, he was better at me. There was never a point in time where I felt like I got you. I'm the best. I'm better than you at this. It was always me being, second. I would always come in second when it came to me and him. And it got me, I'm where I am now because there's this part of me that felt like I had to be the best. Why am I so competitive when it comes to Call of Duty? Why do I get so upset when I find people who are better than me and they just walk circles around me? There are times I feel really unconfident about my playing and how I am. And there are times where like I feel like I want to give up in the things that I do because of that feeling that there is always somebody better than me. And that, having somebody who would constantly remind you that there's somebody always going to be better than you, it was kind of hard. And, I feel like that's really what happened when I had my brother around. If he was still around now, and we were both playing Call of Duty, he would probably be the guy. He would most likely already be in the Master Division. I would still be trying to get to his level, and I wouldn't have been able to do it. But it doesn't always hold me back. Take this game. I feel this is probably one of a good accomplishment that I've had. I've never gotten a top kill streak in a game, and just being able to achieve something that is set as like one of the top things, me getting the Master Prestige. It's the sense of accomplishment makes you think. It's like there's a feeling of me that makes me want to get my brother to come here and see what I did, to see how far I've gotten, and you wish that you could do that, and I wish I could do that. I wish I could show my brother, you know, where I've came from and how much I've gotten better. And you know, it's something that you really wish you could do, and it's you know it's something that I've always really wanted to accomplish something great, whether it's something little or it's something monumentous. I just want to be able to do that, and just to be able to show I can be as good as you. Look at it. I can achieve greatness, and I th- I think I really do appreciate having him being around. I really appreciated it. You know, you when the times like this come, it feels like you just always will have regrets. You know, you wish you could have spent more time. You wish you could have done this. You wish you could have done that. But at the end of the day, you just gotta realize that you're still around. You can keep achieving. You can keep getting better. You can keep moving forward, and um, and that's something is really going to be something that I'm going to remember. I'm always going to remember my brother. I'm always going to be striving to essentially beat him. And you know, the time that I've had him in my life, I'm always going to remember that, and I'm always going to appreciate having him around. And I don't know what else to say, but I really love you, brother. And hope you're I wish he was here, but there are things you can't do. There's things you can't change. But I don't know what to say. But you're just I couldn't have wished for a better brother than you. Happy birthday, Khalil. Christian. I'm always gonna be. I'm gonna keep living my life, and I'm gonna achieve. I'll achieve. I'll achieve greatness wherever I can, just so I know that I didn't give up. I kept persevering, and I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have you around. You're a great person, and I appreciate you being in my life, being in my life, being in my life.